This is what we're going to be making today. I took the black tile that we made in the last video and poured concrete around it to make this tombstone type of marker. And the first thing we've got to do is make the form for the concrete. So let's get started. Alright, so here's the beginning of our form. And I've cut a piece of OSB that's 19 inches by 38 inches. I think that's right. Let me make sure. Yep, 38 inches. And then I've cut two 2x4s that are 38 inches and two that are 16 inches. Now the next thing I need to do is I need to rip these till they are 2 inches tall. Okay, so now I've gotten these all ripped to 2 inches. And I did that on my table saw. I think I forgot to hit record when I cut these. But anyway, they're just 2 inches tall now. So the next thing I need to do is make the curved portion. It's going to make the top of our form. So in order to make the curved part, I'm going to glue up 3 pieces of 3/4 inch. But this is these are 7 inches wide, so it's like a 1x8 or a 2x8. And then I'm going to have to reduce this down to 2 inches. Now I know this step's going to discourage a lot of people, so let me just tell you, if you don't have a way to decrease it in thickness, then what you can do is you could get a couple of 3/4 inch pieces and put a piece of 1/2 inch plywood in between them, and then that would give you your 2 inch depth that you need. Or you could just make your whole form 1.5 inches instead of 2 inches thick, and just use a 2x8, a little piece of 2x8. To do this step. I just wanted the depth to be 2 inches. I thought it looked better visually, so that's what I'm doing. So don't let this slow you down in any way. There's lots of ways to get around it. Okay, so I've got my 2 inch board now, and I'm getting ready to put the arc on it. So what I'm going to do is, this is 2 inches, so I'm just using a block that's 1.5 inches, and I have my compass set to 8.5, and this is just a giant compass I bought from Grizzly years ago. I'll try to find one and put it in the comments for you down there, in case you're interested. If not, you could use a piece of, you could use like a ruler, and hold it, put you a nail, and hold you a pencil and drag it across, or just hold a piece of string and do it like that. This is just easier for me. So what I'm doing is I'm going back and forth, and I'm wanting to find the end of my pencil on those corners. So I'm just adjusting. I'm going to keep doing this until I get it just right where I want it. Alright, that's it right there. Now I just got to get that cut out. Alright, so here's I put this piece in here, and I'm actually going to take this piece out. I don't need it. So now what I'm going to do is just get this all screwed together. I'm going to use a countersink to help me not split this board. Alright, so from the bottom of the arc, right there, I've marked 28 inches down here. Because this is actually going to be a little too long, because remember I took the 2x4 out up there at the top. I got a piece of sheet rubber put in here that my brother-in-law gave me, and you don't have, this is not something you've got to put in here. I didn't really want that wood, that OSB pattern on my concrete, so I wanted to cover it with something. I thought about using maybe tar paper, or even just regular paper that I had oiled, or something like that, but it's just up to you what you put in here. And then the next thing I've got to do, is get this covered with some contact paper to protect it from the concrete. All right, here's our form, and I want to oil the wood parts so that the concrete doesn't stick and the water doesn't soak into them. And I'm just using some motor oil. This is 5W30, but I would have used absolutely any motor oil that I had left over. This is one that just has a little bit in that bottle, so that's why I'm using it. Now here's our marker, and I want to be sure I get it in here the right side up. Like that. And now I just want to make sure I get it in the middle, so I'm going to push it over, and I'm going to measure this side. It's 4 inches. So I'll get the height about what I think I want it to be, and then I just need to make sure that I'm 2 inches off of each side. Check it in a couple of places. That'll make sure that I've got it straight. Alright, and this is ready to pour. Alright, so this is an 80-pound bag of Quikrete. It's the concrete that's already got the cement and the aggregates and sand in it. So I'm going to go ahead and get this mixed up, and I want it to be a little loose. Alright, we're going to start filling this, and the first thing I want to do is kind of get it filled around my tile to make sure it gets held in place. I'm trying to get the air out. Now I'm going to take a rubber mallet, and as I bounce it, you'll see how the aggregate will start kind of sinking down in there. And I'm trying to get the air bubbles out. Now this is a piece of 2x4 welded wire that I had laying around that I cut. I don't know that it's absolutely necessary to be in here, but it'll help strengthen this, and I had it laying around, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. All right, that's got it poured, and now I'm just going to wait and let this set up. Alright, you can see some pock holes here, and then some of the concrete broke loose right here. And I don't really like that, so I'm going to go ahead while it's still really damp, and I'm going to patch that. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm just going to take 1 part Portland and 2 parts sand. Now, you don't have to do this. You can use like the Quikrete and just pick the rocks out. But I don't have any of that left, and I do have this. So, and mine's got dirt in it, or roots in it, so I'm having to pick it out. So we're just going to use that to prepare this. So we'll just smooth it on. All right, well, that's got this project finished. We made this one together, and I made these other two. This is another family pet that actually buried, about a year ago. And that one is my mother's dog that these two were sisters and died just a week apart. But anyway, hope this project was helpful to you. If you didn't see the video on how to make this tile, go back and watch that one. And this one was just about how to put it in concrete and make this kind of tombstone looking shape there. But anyway, I hope this gives you some ideas on how you can make markers for your dogs. And as usual, thank you for watching.